Don't make the mistake of assuming that Texas probate just takes as long as it takes, because families that assume that end up taking 2 years to close and lose tens of thousands of dollars in carrying costs, taxes, utilities, and missing market windows. Watch this. I've worked with families who've closed probate in 60 to 90 days and those that have taken over 2 years. The difference almost always comes down to a handful of decisions that the family makes in the first 2 weeks. So what actually determines how long probate takes in Texas? Factor number one is going to be whether or not there's a valid will. If there's a will, you're on track for typical probate timelines. You can file an application, get your court date, get your letters testamentary, and sell any property to distribute assets. Without a will, you're in intestate territory, which can take a lot longer and requires more steps in the court system to determine heirship. That can add months. Factor number two is going to be whether you have an independent or a dependent administration. Most probates in Texas are done through independent administration, which means the executor can sign documents, can move the process forward without court approval at every step. If you're in a dependent administration, that means that you have to go to the court for approval on important major steps like signing a listing agreement, accepting an offer, or closing on the property. If your estate is under dependent administration, every single step takes longer. Factor number three is going to be the creditor notification period. In Texas, creditors are required to be notified. They have a set window to file claims. Now this period runs concurrently with other steps, so it doesn't have to waste any additional time. It's just important that you're on the ball and doing these tasks in sync with each other. Factor number four is going to be heir conflict. Now this is the silent killer of probate timelines. One heir who disputes the sale, demands a higher price, refuses to sign paperwork, or hires their own attorney can delay things massively. Any one of these things can add 6 months or more. Proactive communication with all parties is the best insurance to prevent this from happening. Factor number five is going to be property readiness. So a house that needs major or minor repairs, needs to be cleaned out, needs an estate sale, or needs staging before it can be sold will increase that sale timeline. Families that have a plan for the property as soon as they get their letters testamentary are the ones who move through this most smoothly. Now, it's important to understand you don't have to go and make all the repairs and updates on the house. It's just important that you know the difference between selling as is, making repairs, and what you'll actually get on the bottom line in terms of money and in terms of your timeline. This is a great time to add in that I have a free executor and heirs guide, totally free for people that are in your situation going through probate. It's linked in the description down below. So click down below to download it. It's totally free. More information never hurts. This will answer a lot of questions about the different dynamics and positions you can find yourself in your situation. Factor number six in how long the probate process is going to take is choosing the right professionals. Using a probate attorney and a realtor experienced with probate doesn't just make the process smoother, it actually makes it go faster. They know the timelines, they know what to file when, and they know how to make sure that nothing slips through the cracks. So the families I've seen close in 60 to 90 days typically had all of these factors working in their favor, whereas the families who stretched the timeline out typically had heir conflict, a property in disrepair, and professionals that weren't quite as experienced with the probate process. Now here's the truth. This is what a slow probate can cost you. Every month that the property sits, you're paying utilities, you're paying taxes, and if there's a mortgage, you're paying that too. On an average house in the Austin area, that could be between $2,000 and $3,000 a month easily. So the cost of delaying could be $24,000 to $36,000 a year or more. And that's before accounting for any market shift. Now, I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying this because at some point, most families do the math, and a lot of them wish somebody had told them this sooner. So if you want to see specifically what your situation looks like based on your family dynamics, your county, and the condition that the property's in, I put all my contact information down below so you can text me or call me. We can set up a discovery call. I'll walk through your situation totally free of charge and give you my honest thoughts on what your possible options are. If you like the video, click like. It helps more families in your situation find this content, and I'll be uploading every single day on Probate in Texas if you want to click that subscribe button and follow along. I'll see you in the next video.